The moment you started this video, you set an impossible journey in motion. You summoned data from a server that could be thousands of kilometers away, and it arrived in the blink of an eye. We call it the cloud, a word that makes the internet feel wireless, weightless, almost magical. But that's a myth. The internet is not a cloud, it's a wire. And to reach you, your data just traveled kilometers beneath the surface of the ocean, through a physical network more vast and vulnerable than you can imagine. We think of our world as connected by satellites and Wi-Fi, but the reality is that about 99% of all international data travels through a hidden network of submarine cables. Lying on the ocean floor are over 1.5 million kilometers of these cables, enough to wrap around the Earth dozens of times. This is the internet, a sprawling, physical machine of more than 600 active and planned cable systems that form the true backbone of our global economy. And here's the wild part. For all their importance, these continent-spanning arteries are often no thicker than a garden hose. Inside that humble casing are pairs of optical fibers, each as thin as a human hair. Your data travels along these fibers as pulses of light, moving at nearly 2/3 the speed of light in glass. To keep the signal from fading over thousands of kilometers, optical repeaters are spliced into the cable every 50 to 100 kilometers, powered by a high-voltage copper conductor that runs the cable's entire length. The journey starts on land, at an anonymous-looking building called a landing station. This is where the global network meets the local one. From here, the cable plunges into the sea. Specialized ships, costing hundreds of millions of dollars, spend months at a time slowly unspooling thousands of kilometers of fiber from giant tanks in their holds. In shallower waters, a sea plow carves a trench in the seabed to bury and protect the cable. But out in the deep ocean, it's simply laid directly onto the vast, empty plains of the abyssal deep. This incredible system connects our world, but it is frighteningly fragile. On average, a submarine cable breaks somewhere in the world every few days, with around 200 faults occurring each year. The most romanticized threat? Sharks. They have been filmed biting cables, and Google once famously wrapped one of its early lines in a Kevlar-like material to protect it. But the reality is that over 70% of all cable damage is caused by us. Fishing trawlers dragging heavy nets and ships accidentally dropping anchor are the #1 and 2 causes of cable faults. A single, misplaced 4-ton anchor can slice through a nation's data lifeline. Then there are natural disasters. Undersea landslides, volcanic eruptions, and earthquakes can sever multiple cables in an instant. But a new, more deliberate threat is emerging: sabotage. Cables are often concentrated in narrow geographic choke points, like the Red Sea or the Baltic Sea, making them a tempting target. In recent years, incidents have multiplied. Cables connecting Taiwan's outlying islands have been mysteriously cut. In the Baltic, multiple links have been damaged by ships dragging anchors under suspicious circumstances. And in 2024, cuts to several cables in the Red Sea slashed a significant portion of data traffic between Europe and Asia, with some network operators reporting disruptions of up to 70% on their services. Suddenly, these passive conduits have become active geopolitical flashpoints. So what happens when a cable carrying the data of millions goes dark? A high-stakes deep-sea emergency response kicks into gear. First, engineers on land send light pulses down the broken fibers. By measuring the time it takes for the light to reflect off the break, they can pinpoint the fault, often with remarkable accuracy. A specialized cable repair ship, one of only about 60 in the entire world, is dispatched to the coordinates. Once on site, the ship deploys a grapnel, a specialized grappling hook, to snag the cable on the seabed and haul it to the surface. In a sterile, lab-like environment on board, technicians meticulously cut away the damaged sections. Then comes the most delicate part: fusion splicing. With microscopic precision, they align and fuse each individual glass fiber from the new section of cable to the old one. The repaired cable is sealed, tested, and carefully lowered back to the sea floor, a process that can take days or even weeks and cost millions of dollars. For decades, this hidden network was built and owned by coalitions of telecom companies. But in the last 10 years, there's been a seismic power shift. Today, the world's largest tech companies, Google, Meta, Amazon, and Microsoft, have become the dominant builders and owners of the Internet's physical foundation. Analysts estimate they now use nearly 3/4 of all international bandwidth. This new era is being supercharged by an insatiable demand for one thing: artificial intelligence. The AI boom is triggering a new gold rush in cable construction. Training and running massive AI models requires unfathomable amounts of data to be moved between data centers spread across continents. To meet this demand, big tech is pouring billions into a record build-out of new, higher-capacity cables. Meta, for example, is a key partner in 2Africa, a 45,000-kilometer cable system designed to encircle the African continent, connecting it to Europe and Asia. Meanwhile, Google has ownership stakes in dozens of different systems around the globe. We live in a world that feels increasingly digital and intangible. We talk about cloud computing, stream movies from thin air, and work in virtual spaces. Yet all of it, our commerce, our culture, our conflicts, our most advanced creations, runs through a few hundred fragile threads, laid across the dark, crushing pressure of the ocean floor. The internet isn't magic. It's a machine, a gritty, industrial, and deeply vulnerable system. And it's a powerful reminder that our complex digital civilization is still tethered to the physical world, balanced precariously on a network of cables at the bottom of the sea. If you want to understand more about the hidden infrastructure that powers our world, make sure to subscribe for more videos like this one. And let us know in the comments what other invisible systems you're curious about. Thanks for watching.